Hello and welcome everyone to the end of round one of my solo playthrough of the scenario Wounded Tiger of Conflict of Heroes Storms of Steel. We've come to the end of round one. Well, there's been a lot going on. There were a couple of group moves, and the Russians were lucky enough to have the swift action card, which allowed them to take 2 turns in a row, which they did on their second turn, and that they managed in that way to move the T-34s behind the cover of this building so that the Tiger that was there couldn't hit them, and then they got relatively close already. And they managed to swarm the Tiger and take it out, which right away gave them 4 victory points. I did forget, well, I didn't entirely forget, but the Tiger starts with 2 cards, and I don't have those of the 3rd edition. These are the cards from the 2nd edition, which are apparently somewhat different from the cards that they are supposed to get in the 3rd edition, or it's a misprint, or they've actually changed the cards, because there are 2 very similar cards in the 1st edition of Storms of Steel as well, with the same name, but they work slightly differently. One of them gives extra action points to the Tiger, but of course using the 3rd edition rules with the spent die, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, so I decided to use the cards that were mentioned in the 1st edition, which are these 2. I hope you can read them. The thing is that I actually forgot to use them, and I'm pretty sure that in one case at least, because the Tiger did get 2 shots off, and well, they weren't they didn't roll that great, so to speak, but had they been able to re-roll 1 die, I'm pretty sure that they would have hit, because they actually came 1 short in one case, if I remember correctly, so that definitely would have made a change. Other than that, there was a lot of close combat going on over here. You see 2 stacks here. In the front stack you see a damaged T-70 and a damaged, I believe it's a well, it's either the Panzer III or the Panzer IV, and here there's a T-34, I believe, with the Panzer IV, but you know, that doesn't really matter which is which, but it does mean that initiative is going to be very important on the next turn. Then again, well, if the player, of course I still have to draw the cards, so if the player that has initiative actually manages to pull a swift action card, they might be able to fire twice, so that might change things a little bit, because they would get off both close range attacks before the opponent can respond. Otherwise it will probably be one-on-one. So yeah, that's what happened on round one. So, you know, the game might practically be over on round 2 again, even though there are 5 potential rounds. It has been fun in the sense that, at the very least, one of these Russian tanks here finally rolled a 1 when moving, and after firing as well. Had that not happened, the entire German force would have already been wiped out, as you can see. As I said, it probably would have made a difference had I remembered to re-roll that 1 die for the Tiger. I would have taken out 1 more Russian unit at least, but the Germans are down to 2 tanks, so let's see who gets initiative. If it's the Russians, I am afraid that it will be game over, figuratively and literally, for the Germans. Thank you for watching.